Even though the 2023-24 NBA season hasn't started, it's always fun to have a look at who's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. There are a bunch of exciting free agents in the 2024 class, so we thought we would go through them. Let's take a look at the best projected 2024 NBA free agents. Russell Westbrook. While he may not actually be one of the top free agents, it seems like we should mention Russell Westbrook anyway. The former league MVP has a player option with the LA Clippers. Seeing as he was impressive in his short time so far with the Clippers, there is a good chance that Westbrook re-signs with the team. But if he chooses to move on, there should still be attention on his signing because Westbrook can still perform at a high level, in the right role, and on the right team. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. KCP is one of those players who has excelled in his smaller role over the last few years. The two-time NBA champion was key in both of those title runs, as he is one of the most experienced 3-and-D players in the NBA. A solid shooter and defender, KCP averaged a career-high 42% from the three last year. Seeing as he will only be 31 when he becomes a free agent, there will be quite a few teams lining up to sign KCP in 2024. Christian Wood. The only player on this list who is still currently a free agent. Considering Christian Wood has not already been signed, it is very likely that he will be a free agent again next summer. Wood has had brilliant raw production in his NBA career, able to put up more than 15 points and 8 rebounds consistently. At 6'9", his three-point shooting should make him a brilliant signing for any team. But so far, Wood has struggled to fit into the system of any NBA team. There is still a huge amount of talent here, so Wood should be a target for any team in 2024. Tyus Jones, one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. Jones has consistently been solid in the NBA over his entire 8-year career to this point. This season will be a big one for Jones as he should be getting a more prominent role with the Washington Wizards. He's one of those players who could be massively coveted next year if he impresses with the Wizards. Jones could be seen as a solid starter by summer 2024. Tobias Harris. One of the bigger names on this list, Tobias Harris' stock has dropped slightly in the last 12 months as his raw production has decreased. In a reduced role, Harris was still an efficient shooter as well as being a very good wing defender. The two things that are really going to put off teams is that Harris will be 32 and coming off a massive contract. If he can take a reduced role, Harris can be a solid signing for a lot of the NBA. Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie is a player in a similar situation to Harris. His efficiency will worry prospective teams. Inconsistency has really hurt Dinwiddie's reputation, and it doesn't help he's going to be 31 next offseason. But Dinwiddie is a solid guard, and in the right role, he could also be an interesting signing for playoff-pushing teams. Josh Hart. Josh Hart is one of those guys who is good at a lot of different things that NBA teams will be looking for. A solid scorer, Hart also put up good rebounds and assists for a 6'5" guard. Coming off the bench for the Knicks, Hart has been solid so far, and he could definitely be re-signed by New York at the end of the 2023-24 season. But if the Knicks decide against it, then he could be an intriguing player. Immanuel Quickley. The Knicks will similarly need to make a decision on Immanuel Quickley. There is so much depth in this Knicks guard rotation that Quickley has not got a huge amount of minutes. Despite being a restricted free agent, Quickley could push for a move if there is a better opportunity out there. Klay Thompson. At 33 years old, Klay Thompson is not quite the player he was prior to his injuries. He was particularly poor in his final few games for the Warriors last season. If Klay continues to show his age, he could become an option in free agency. Klay can still be a reliable shooter and solid defender on almost any team in the league. Nick Claxton. Last season was a breakout year for Nets forward Nick Claxton, as he was one of the most efficient big men in the league. Claxton is very much one of the modern-day centers, which has its benefits and its issues. An agile defender, Claxton is going to struggle against some of the stronger centers in the league, which will put some teams off. But Claxton can still be a solid scorer and contributor, which will get him some offers in free agency. Buddy Hield. There will be lots of teams looking for shooters in 2024, and this will make Buddy Hield very valuable in free agency. When you can average more than 40% from three, teams are going to be coming after you. While Hield's average defense won't help his stock, there will still be a lot of teams after him in 2024. DeMar DeRozan. At 35, DeMar DeRozan may have to take a smaller role when he hits free agency in 2024. While his impact on the Bulls has not been as positive as expected, DeRozan is still a very good inside-the-arc scorer. It doesn't seem like his shooting prowess will be going anywhere, so DeRozan could get some decent offers next summer. Pascal Siakam. Despite scoring at a much less efficient rate than most teams would like, Pascal Siakam still has the attributes to be a brilliant wing player. Right in the middle of his prime, Siakam is versatile on defense as well as being an excellent creator for a man his size. In the right system, he can thrive, and it is why he is one of the top 8 free agents for next summer. Tyrese Maxey. Sixers guard Tyrese Maxey seems most likely to return to Philadelphia as he is a restricted free agent in 2024. But if he does want to move away, his brilliant production when given the minutes should make a lot of teams interested. While his defense is a concern, Maxey's scoring only looks like it is going to improve moving forwards. James Harden. The man who is competing with Maxey at the moment is also in his final year of his contract. James Harden has a lot to prove in this contract year, especially as his athleticism has really declined over the last few years. If Harden can show that he is still a very good distributor, as well as still having the shooting that made him MVP, then teams could give him the big final contract he is looking for in the NBA. Paul George. Injuries have played a massive part in Paul George's career over the last few years. He has barely played for the Clippers in that time. But if somehow George does get healthy and contribute highly for these Clippers, there is no reason why he wouldn't get a big offer next summer. George has still looked like the brilliant scorer and defender that he was prior to those injuries, so this season will massively decide his stock for 2024. Drew Holiday. Undoubtedly one of the most underrated players in the NBA over the last few years, Drew Holiday has the perimeter defense and playmaking to have a positive impact on any NBA team. The Milwaukee Bucks are much better with him on the court, and Holiday could definitely have a similar impact for other teams around the league. LeBron James. The production that LeBron James is still putting up is the reason that a 39-year-old will be one of the top free agents in 2024. LeBron was crucial in taking the Lakers to the conference finals, but next summer he could decline his player option if he believes there is a better chance to win elsewhere. Still a more than 25-point-per-game scorer, LeBron would certainly get some big offers in 2024 if he decides to decline his option. Kawhi Leonard. Another man who would be leaving Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard might be the most injured man in the NBA. Leonard has consistently been injured in his entire time with the Clippers. It is such a shame because Kawhi is one of the best players in the league when he is healthy. If Kawhi does have a big 2023-24, then maybe he will chase a huge offer away from the Clippers. Who do you think is going to be the biggest acquisition in the 2024 free agency frenzy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.